Have you ever tried Trinidad and Tobago's curried crab and dumplings? If not, then you're in for a treat. This dish is a culinary gem that hails from the sunny islands of Trinidad and Tobago, a testament to the region's vibrant and diverse food culture. This is not just a dish, it's an experience, an adventure in flavors, if you will. At the heart of this delight are sweet, tender crabs, bathed in a rich and vibrant coconut curry sauce. A sauce so good that you'll want to soak it up, and that's where the dumplings come in. These are no ordinary dumplings, but little pockets of joy that complement the curry in the most delightful way. The combination of these elements makes this dish a favorite not just in the Caribbean, but for food lovers around the world. So are you ready? Join me as we embark on this culinary adventure to create this delightful Caribbean dish right in your kitchen. Before we start, gather all the necessary ingredients. Now let's delve into the heart of this delightful dish, each ingredient playing a unique role in creating the symphony of flavors that is Trinidad and Tobago's curried crab and dumplings. Firstly, we have the star of our dish, the crabs. Small, sweet, and packed full of flavor, these crabs are the heart and soul of our dish. Look for the freshest crabs you can find, as their sweetness will shine through in the final dish. Next up, we have curry powder. This is not just any old curry powder, but a special blend that brings together the unique flavors of the Caribbean. It's a mix of turmeric, coriander, cumin, fenugreek, and other spices that give our dish its distinctive yellow hue and aromatic flavor. Then we have the coconut milk. This creamy, rich liquid is the backbone of our sauce, providing a luscious texture and a sweet, nutty flavor that complements the spicy curry. It's what makes our curry sauce so irresistibly delicious. Now let's turn our attention to the ingredients for the dumplings. These are simple, unassuming components that transform into fluffy, doughy delights under the right circumstances. We've got all-purpose flour, a bit of salt and water. That's it. The magic happens when we mix them together, creating a dough that will later shape into small dumplings. These dumplings will soak up our delicious curry sauce, providing a wonderful contrast to the spicy, flavorful crab. And of course, we can't forget about the little extras that add that finishing touch. A dash of salt, a sprinkle of black pepper, and a handful of fresh coriander leaves to garnish. Each plays its part in elevating our dish to new heights. With all our ingredients ready, we can now move on to the exciting part, making the dish. First off, we start with the crabs. Now, when it comes to preparing crabs, it's vital to do a thorough job. Not only does this ensure the final dish is clean and safe to eat, but it also enhances the flavors we're going to infuse into these crustaceans. The crabs we're using today are small and sweet, typical of the Caribbean. Their size means they'll soak up our coconut curry sauce beautifully, but it also means they require a bit more care in the preparation. So let's roll up our sleeves and get started. Firstly, we're going to need to dispatch the crabs. This might seem a bit daunting if you've never done it before, but it's a crucial step. You'll want to do this quickly and humanely, right behind the eyes. Once done, you can move on to the cleaning process. Next, we're going to clean the crabs. Start by removing the top shell, known as the carapace. Here, you'll find the gills and the mandibles, which need to be removed. The gills are the feathery organs on either side, and the mandibles are the small pointy mouth parts at the front. Once these are removed, give the crabs a good rinse under cold running water. After that, it's time to remove the apron. This is the small flap on the underside of the crab. For male crabs, it's thin and pointed, while for females, it's broad and rounded. Lift it up and break it off. Finally, you'll want to break the crabs in half. This exposes more surface area for the curry sauce to penetrate, making for a more flavorful dish. To do this, hold the crab firmly and use a sharp knife to cut through the center. And there you have it. Your crabs are now cleaned and ready to be turned into a delicious Caribbean curry. Remember, the key to cooking is in the preparation. The more care and attention you give to this step, the better your final dish will be. With our crabs cleaned and ready, it's time to move on to the curry. Next, we dive into the heart of the dish, the curry. This is where the magic truly happens, where the symphony of flavors comes alive. The secret to a good curry is in the spices. We start off with a hot pan and a dash of oil. Into this, we toss in our carefully selected blend of spices. A medley of ground coriander, cumin, turmeric, and a hint of fenugreek seeds sizzle away, releasing their full-bodied aroma. Now it's time for the onions. Chopped finely, they go into the pan, sautéed until they turn a beautiful golden brown. The aroma of the onions mingling with the spices is simply intoxicating. Next up, we have our garlic and ginger finely minced. These two are the soul of our curry, bringing in a depth of flavor that is simply unmatched. As they saute away, their sharp, earthy aroma fills the air, adding another layer to our aromatic symphony. Now comes the star of the show, our small, sweet crabs. Ensuring they are well cleaned, we add them to the pan, stirring well to ensure each crab is beautifully coated with the spice mixture. Up next, we add our coconut milk. This brings a creamy sweetness that beautifully balances the heat from the spices. The coconut milk also gives our curry that rich, luxurious texture we all love. Stir well to combine, ensuring each crab is submerged in the delicious curry sauce. Now comes the most important part, patience. We let our curry simmer gently on a low heat. This allows the flavors to meld together beautifully, creating a curry that is greater than the sum of its parts. It's a symphony of flavors, each note perfectly in tune with the next. As the curry simmers, we move on to the final component of the dish, the dumplings. This is where our meal gets its body, where the curry gets its perfect companion. So let's roll up our sleeves and get our hands in the dough. Now, let's turn our attention to the dumplings. The dumplings in this dish serve a very important role. They soak up the curry sauce, providing a delightful contrast to the spicy crabs. Making them is an art in itself, and getting the right consistency is vital for the perfect dumpling. Start by combining all-purpose flour and a pinch of salt in a bowl. This forms the base of our dumplings. Gradually add water to this mixture, kneading as you go. The key here is to add the water slowly and knead continuously. This will ensure that your dough is smooth and pliable, not too dry and crumbly, nor too sticky and wet. Once your dough reaches the right consistency, it's time to shape the dumplings. Break off small pieces of dough and roll them into balls between your palms. Then flatten the balls slightly to form the dumplings. Remember, they don't have to be perfect. The rustic hand-shaped look is part of their charm. Now to cook the dumplings, bring a large pot of salted water to a boil. Carefully drop the dumplings into the boiling water, one at a time, to avoid them sticking together. Let them cook until they float to the top. This is a clear sign that they're done. Once cooked, drain the dumplings and set them aside. They should be soft but firm, ready to soak up the sumptuous curry sauce. Making the dumplings is a process that requires patience and practice. But once you get the hang of it, it's quite simple and very rewarding. The dumplings are the perfect companion to the curried crabs, providing a neutral backdrop that allows the flavors of the curry to truly shine. With our dumplings cooked and ready, it's time to bring everything together. Let's move on to the final step, where we combine the curried crabs with these delightful dumplings. Trust me, the result will be worth every bit of effort we've put into this dish. Finally, we're ready to assemble our dish. Now comes the part where all our hard work pays off. Start by placing a generous helping of the fluffy dumplings at the base of your plate or bowl. These dumplings, light and airy, are ready to soak up the rich, aromatic curry we've lovingly prepared. Next, ladle the warm, inviting curry sauce over these dumplings. Watch as it seeps in, turning the humble dumpling into a flavor-packed bite of Caribbean goodness. Don't be shy with the curry, it's the star of the show after all. Then crown your creation with the tender, sweet crabs we've prepared. Their delicate flavor will complement the bold curry and dumplings perfectly, providing a balance of textures and flavors that dance on your palate. And there you have it, Trinidad and Tobago's curried crab and dumplings, a Caribbean delight right in your home. Enjoy!